Friends, today basically we are interviewing world-renowned film director, producer, Mr. Desclozeaux. He has produced more than 200 films all over the world. Welcome, Mr. Desclozeaux. What are the big problems you face while making these films or documentaries?
We did many documentaries about history using archives, and now it's getting more and more difficult because as before you could use the archives because we were filming in beta, digital beta. Now everything's upgrade, so it's more complicated when you use old archives to upgrade them in numeric.
You also basically make films and documentaries in Bangladesh, in Thailand, or in other Asian countries. Would you like to share us your experience?
Working in Bangladesh was very, very impressive for me. I did produce the first documentary that was done in Bangladesh about more than 20 years ago. And when we were coming in some small places, they would touch our skin. They never saw white skin. It was very, very amazing. And life is very, very difficult. But people are quite good, but it's very hard. And when you see them all day, you see the poverty, people sleeping on the road. It's a big, big shock. Working in Thailand is different. They have very good crews, mainly because American movie, a lot are shot them there. They work a lot. They work more than us. I mean, they work 6 days a week, 12 to 14 hours.
And how did you decide basically that you have to go for filmmaking?
Since I'm a small boy, I wanted to be a movie director since I was 5 years old. So I've been always thinking of that.
Did you get into any trouble while filming?
Yeah, of course.
Would you like to share any experience?
Well, I mean, sometime I was in jail several times because we were filming in Africa, in Guinea, some poor people, and the police did not want us to show what was happening, so they kept us and put in jail. That's happened, yes. Because when you go close to people, you always have powerful people. They don't want you to tell what's happening. But we had some trouble with some directors that were put in jail because they were filming stuff that the local government did not want to be filmed. Well, we have been in trouble by filming in some area, which is the area around Paris, where you have poor people. That's difficult because they come on you and they punch you. You have to know that. So you have to be careful. They don't want you to show what they do, mostly because a lot of drugs traffickers, a lot of immigrants. Some are illegal, so they're afraid that you have to be always you have to respect them and find a way you can talk with them. Sometimes they agree, sometimes they don't agree.
And what do you see the future of French cinema?
We are in it's getting very hard to do movies, especially for young directors like the director you have in Ecu, because we don't want to open mind to new culture. It seems the television, they don't want that. They want some comedy. They want something which is ridiculous, but not something which is telling the truth. There's no critic, and I think it's a big problem. And there's less and less money also, and the costs are getting higher and higher. So it's a big, and for young directors and producer, it's very, very hard now.
So do you think it's quite difficult to get funding for new directors or new producers?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. The French Film Board, they are scared that if the movie is not good, they might be in trouble. French television is scared if the movie... So it's very complicated. And they are looking for buzz.
They don't want to take a risk.
No. And less. And we are facing a lot of trouble because of that.
What do you think about film business model changing with the advent of Netflix and Amazon? Do you think that there's a less tendency in the mind of people to go to the cinemas nowadays? Well,
for me there's several questions. First, I see as my kids are young, they don't watch television anymore. They are on the computer. That's one point. So they can see everything on the computer. Second point, maybe in France, when you make a movie, it goes on the cinema, but the movie cannot be shown on the internet before a long time. So I don't understand. I don't know if it's a good idea waiting so much. When you do a movie for Netflix, it goes the same day everywhere. And having a movie on Netflix or Amazon, if they do agree to do the movie, you don't need to look for money, because in France you have to go to French Film Board, you have to go distribution, you have to go television. It's hell of a problem. Netflix says, oh, how much it costs this way? Okay, we do, and then you do.
What advice you will give to the young filmmakers?
As I've been teaching in university all around the world also, I think they should see more movie, if possible, and they also have to follow their feelings.
How important are film festivals for the filmmakers?
Like this festival from Scott is quite important because, and I'm very happy to be here, because you meet young directors so they can, from different countries, so they can exchange, they can talk, they can explain, and they can learn from each other, which is very important, and they can share.
And do you think basically that short films are beneficial in any way from monetary point of view?
I did produce many, and we never get money out of it. But it's important for a director. It's a way to show what he has in mind, and it's a way to express himself. And
which films are easy to get funded? Documentary films or feature films?
That's a good question. I think it's easier for documentary films, but also now a lot of young directors, they are doing crowdfunding, which is also quite important. And when we talk about that with the French administration, they don't understand. We are very close, and I'm very, very sad about that. Years ago, I used to talk with French television and said, you have to think about internet. What for internet? I said, we are really close. No, but I mean, And now they say, oh.
Your favorite film?
Les nains aussi commencent petit. The nain is a small man. The man cannot, it's an old film, cannot grow, begin when they're still young.
Favorite food?
I love Thai food. Spicy.
So you must have tried Indian food as well?
I've been in India. I've been working. When I did my feature film in Bangladesh, the negative were, and there are still of that feature film in India.
And how was your experience of working in India? I'm sure our Indian audience will be very happy to know.
Well, in the lab, it's amazing. The quality is really amazing, and we had such good relation, and we still have, because my negative of this film that I had an award in America for that 16 years ago, it's still in that lab, and they are really good.
Which film you worked in India?
It's Chittagong. Last Stopover. Yes. It's a fiction film we shot in Bangladesh, but Bangladesh there's no lab.
Okay.
So we had to go by bus with the negative
okay.
to bring them in India developed.
Oh, great. Desclozeaux, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for your kindness.
Pleasure.